Focus. Hi. Oh, how you doing? It's your old pal Squirrel here. Real quick before we get into the recipe, I made a couple of mistakes. Not mistakes, just some things I would change. So I'm going to tell you about it real quick right now. I had never made a blackberry pie. I'd made other pies, so the pie crust wasn't an issue. It was the filling, and I didn't use nearly enough. I was actually a little disappointed. I fixed the recipe down below, so it reflects the correct amount of berries to use in your blackberry pie filling. Personally, I would have used twice as much, and a little less sugar because I like a good tart blackberry filling, but that's just me. So I'll stop yapping and let's get to the recipe. All right, blackberry pie. I grew up eating this. We would go pick berries near Grandma's house and we get jam and pie for a year. So let's get into it. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this pie crust. Takes a minute. So I've got this butter, and it is nicely chilled, and I'm going to cut it into bits, tiny bits. Here, watch. Right, so I'm going to cut it like this, and then I'm going to turn it. Oh, I'm going to give it more. I wanted them smaller, I remember now. But it's kind of hard, this thing is frozen. So, chopped it all up into tiny itty-bitty cubes, and I put that in the refrigerator. Now, I pulled it back out once I got all my other flours pulled together. So there's the butter, and I'm going to be putting in a mixture of flours. I got a little oat flour right here. You can get the full recipe down below with measurements and everything. So there's brown rice. I'm using oat flour. Sorghum is also very good, very buttery. This is almond flour, and I don't remember how much, so I was pointing to say I'll tell you later. So that's some tapioca starch. And then in here we have a little bit of sugar, a little bit of psyllium husk, and a little bit of ground flaxseed, I believe. And those measurements you can also find down below. All right. Now at this point, I got a little bit of water in that shot glass, sadly. And I'm going to mix these flours up real nice. Look at me go. Okay, now that we've got that all mixed up, I'm going to start throwing this butter in here. And you want to use like the tips of your fingers because you don't want the butter getting warm and melting, right? So you're going to want to just kind of toss these around in here and break up that butter with your fingertips and just break it up and toss it around and let it fall through your fingers until it's kind of the texture of, it's a crumbly rice-like texture almost. If you've gone to the sand texture, you've gone too far. So you see, I'm just going to do this for a little while and we'll get this all mixed in together. So now that that's all mixed in together, I'm going to take this egg. Look at the skill. All right, so I'm going to whisk this egg up, get it all mixed real good, and then I'm going to throw that in here. All right, that's our first liquid. Now, I'm going to mix that in a little bit, just see it start to clump up together a bit. And then I'm going to start sprinkling in that water in the shot glass. I will take that and I'll just sprinkle in a little bit at a time. As you can see, dribble, dribble, dribble. And then I have to wipe my hand off, of course. But then I start mixing this with a fork. And once it starts to come together into clumps, then you're just about ready to go. So at that point, we're going to, as you see, I'm just kind of tossing it around with my fingers. So now I'm going to mash it up into a ball. Here we go. It's a very satisfying feeling, mashing dough into a ball. All right. Now, I'm taking some saran wrap. I'll lay that down here, and I'm going to wrap this dough up in the saran wrap. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. Overnight is better. I think I left this one overnight. Yeah. I've also realized I just said 3 times. I gotta get a handle on that. All right, dough. Now mash it into a ball, wrap it up real good, shove that sucker in the refrigerator. All right, now I'm gonna make some filling. All right, so There's the blackberries. Should have used double. I think I mentioned that earlier. So now we got a little bit of water with a wedge of lemon squeezed in there. And I've got a little bit of sugar. Again, you can get all your measurements down below. That is, I believe, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Hence the 3 with my fingers. All right, so put these berries in the pot with the cornstarch and the lemon water. Try not to get it all over everything. I always get it all over everything. Good thing I know how to clean. Then you add the sugar, get that in there, sprinkle it, add the lemon water, sprinkle that cornstarch in there, and get that on the stove and bring it up to a boil. You're going to want to, once you get to the boil, then the cornstarch will begin to thicken, and that'll later that will help your pie set so that your filling doesn't just run everywhere. See, it's all powdery and gooey, right? Then after a while, I've cooked it up a bit. Oh yeah. Cooking with fire. And now I'm going to take this here immersion blender. Not a lot. Just whiz it up some because I want chunks, but I also want a puree. So now we've got this going. All right, time to put it all together. Now, roll out your pie crust, put a little starch of any kind. I use tapioca starch. And I get it on the rolling pin as well, because otherwise you're going to get sticky. So roll this puppy out. You can go slower if you want. I was in a hurry. Make sure it fits your pan too, your pie plate. You don't want to have not enough. So see, now I got it. It's going to fit. So I put a little more starch on there and a little starch on this. I want to make sure my crust isn't stuck to the rolling, the sill pat there that I was rolling it on. Now don't put your hand in the middle. Put your hand on the edge when you flip this, or you're going to put your hand right through the crust. See, that turned out okay, except it started to break right there when as it started to settle. But that's okay. We can work with that. So yeah, get this pie all, get it looking like a pie. Pinch those edges with your fingers. All right. So now we've got the pie all pinched up. And now I've par-baked it for 10 minutes with these porcelain balls on a piece of parchment paper. That just keeps the crust, gives it a good hold, holds itself steady. Get the not enough filling into that pie that's been cooling on the stove since you made it. And then bake it the rest of the way. I can't remember the time, but it's written down below. And there you go. Gluten-free blackberry pie. Wicked delicious. Part of my childhood, and I love it. I hope you love it too. There you go. Oh, and I didn't bring a fork, so I apologize. Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm trying to say that filling is a mouth explosion. Ha ha.